Göbekli Tepe, the first temple of mankind. High upon a barren hill in southeastern Turkey, the winds whisper through stones that have stood for over 11 millennia. Massive T-shaped pillars rise from the earth, arranged in mysterious circles, carved with images of lions, scorpions, and birds that seem to guard secrets older than civilization itself. This is Göbekli Tepe, a place so ancient that it predates Stonehenge by 6,000 years and the pyramids by 7. To gaze upon its silent stones is to stare into the dawn of humanity, into the moment when myth and memory first began to take shape. Birth of the first temple. Discovered in 1994 by a Kurdish shepherd who stumbled upon carved stones protruding from the soil, Göbekli Tepe stunned the world of archaeology. Excavations revealed a site dated to around 9600 BCE, a time when humans were thought to be simple hunter-gatherers with no permanent settlements, no agriculture, no written language. And yet here was a vast complex of monumental pillars, some weighing up to 20 tons, deliberately arranged in circles as if forming sanctuaries. The very existence of Göbekli Tepe shattered the old narrative of human progress. For centuries, scholars believed religion was born after agriculture, once humans settled and formed societies. But here was evidence that ritual and worship may have come first, driving people to gather, to organize, to build. In this place, the first spark of civilization flickered, not from the plow, but from prayer. The temple of the gods without faces. The pillars of Göbekli Tepe are not just stone, they are stories carved in relief. Foxes leap across the surfaces, vultures spread their wings, snakes coil in silent menace. Some pillars even bear human arms, folded against abstract torsos, suggesting they represent gods or ancestors. But there are no signs of ordinary life here. No houses, no kitchens, no graves. This was no village. It was a temple, perhaps the world's first. Imagine the scene. Thousands of years before the first cities, groups of nomadic clans gathered at this hill. Fires lit the night, shadows danced across the carved pillars, drums echoed, chants rose into the dark sky. Beneath the stars, humanity sought meaning, an answer to the eternal questions of life, death, and the beyond. Göbekli Tepe was not just stone, it was the birthplace of myth itself, the enigma of abandonment. And then, the mystery deepens. Around 8000 BCE, after centuries of use, the people of Göbekli Tepe deliberately buried their temple under tons of earth. The circles of stone were entombed, hidden from the world, as if sealed away with purpose. Why? Some suggest the builders feared the power of the temple, choosing to bury it rather than let it fall into enemy hands. Others believe it was part of a ritual cycle, that temples were meant to be created, used, and then buried as offerings. Still others whisper of climate change and famine, forcing people to abandon their sacred hill. But the truth remains lost in the dust of time. Even more puzzling, Göbekli Tepe predates agriculture, yet shortly after its construction, farming began to spread in the surrounding lands. Did the gatherings at the temple inspire people to settle, to plant, to build? Did religion itself give birth to civilization? The stones remain silent, but the possibility lingers like a shadow. The forgotten pillars. Today, Göbekli Tepe is recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, a place where history bends backward into prehistory. The very idea of a temple began here, long before the first written word. Its stones remind us that before cities, before kings, before nations, there were stories, rituals, and the human longing to reach beyond the visible world. Message, a whisper from the dawn. Göbekli Tepe speaks across 12,000 years with a simple truth. Humanity has always sought connection with one another, with the earth, with the divine. The carved animals, the towering pillars, the buried circles, they are not just remnants of stone, but echoes of a forgotten dream. And as the sun sets over the Anatolian hills, one cannot help but wonder. Perhaps it was not we who built the first temple. Perhaps it was the temple that built us. Stonehenge, the circle of stones. On the wind-swept plains of Salisbury, where mists drift low across the grass, there stands a monument older than the written word. A circle of massive stones, each towering above the earth, arranged in a pattern that has confounded scholars, mystics, and dreamers for centuries. This is Stonehenge, the most famous prehistoric monument in Europe, a place where silence seems to hum with forgotten voices. To look upon it is to step outside of time, to glimpse a world where stone and sky conspired to shape the human imagination. The making of a mystery, Stonehenge was built in several stages between 3000 BCE and 2000 BCE, evolving over 1,000 years. The earliest phase was a simple circular earthwork, a ditch and bank enclosing wooden posts. But as centuries passed, enormous sarsen stones, each weighing up to 25 tons, were dragged nearly 20 miles across rugged terrain. Even more astonishing are the smaller bluestones, carried from the Preseli Hills in Wales over 150 miles away. How could a people without wheels, iron tools, or beasts of burden move such monoliths? And why go to such lengths? Every stone was shaped, aligned, and placed with purpose, suggesting that Stonehenge was not merely a construction. It was a message carved in earth and sky. The Temple of the Sun and Moon, Stonehenge's layout reveals a precision that speaks of both ritual and astronomy. The great trilithons, pairs of upright stones capped with horizontal lintels, frame the rising of the midsummer sun. On the winter solstice, the setting sun aligns perfectly with the central axis. To the ancient builders, this was no coincidence. Imagine the gathering thousands of years ago, tribes converging on the plain, fires burning, drums echoing across the fields. As the sun rose between the stones on the longest day of the year, the people would have witnessed a divine performance of light and shadow, the cosmos itself acknowledging their presence. Stonehenge was not only a temple, it was a celestial stage, uniting heaven and earth in a cycle of eternal return. And yet Stonehenge was not just a place of the living. Archaeological evidence suggests burials, cremated remains, and ritual offerings. It was both shrine and cemetery, a threshold between worlds. The stones, silent and immovable, became guardians of time itself. The theories that haunt the stones. For centuries, Stonehenge has provoked speculation and myth. Medieval chroniclers believed it was built by the wizard Merlin, transported by magic from distant lands. Others saw it as a druidic temple, a place of human sacrifice and secret rites. In modern times, theories range from an ancient observatory to a healing sanctuary, even to evidence of contact with lost civilizations. The truth is more complex and perhaps more mysterious. Stonehenge was not built all at once, but evolved over generations, its purpose shifting with the needs of the people. Some stones were rearranged, others added, as if the monument itself was alive, adapting to changing beliefs. Even today, no single explanation can contain its enigma. Was it a calendar, a temple, a burial ground, or all of these at once? The stones seem to resist final answers, as though they were meant to preserve mystery as much as memory. The circle endures. More than 4,000 years have passed since the last stone was set in place, and still Stonehenge endures, weathered but unbroken. It has seen the rise and fall of empires, the passing of countless generations, and still it stands, a reminder of the ambitions of a people whose names we will never know. Today, pilgrims of every kind still come to the circle. Archaeologists with their tools, spiritual seekers at the solstice, tourists drawn by curiosity. All look upon the same stones, but each sees something different. That is the power of Stonehenge. It is a mirror of our own longing, reflecting questions as old as humanity itself. A circle beyond time. Stonehenge whispers that humanity has always reached for the eternal. To drag stones across hundreds of miles, to shape them with aching hands, to align them with the rising sun. This was not necessity, but devotion. A devotion to meaning, to cycles, to the unbroken circle of life and death. And perhaps that is Stonehenge's greatest secret. Not its alignment with the stars, nor the mystery of its builders, but the reminder that we too are part of a circle. Like the stones, we stand for a time, then fall. Yet the rhythm continues. As the sun sets behind the trilithons, shadows stretching long across the grass, one cannot help but feel it. Stonehenge is less a monument of the past than a doorway into eternity. The Temple of Karnak, city of the gods. Along the banks of the Nile, where the desert meets the river's life-giving waters, rises a forest of stone columns. Their tops blossom like papyrus stalks, soaring 60 feet into the air. Shadows stretch across vast courtyards. Walls are etched with stories of gods and kings, and avenues of sphinxes march into eternity. This is the Temple of Karnak, the largest religious complex of the ancient world, a city within a city where mortals sought to commune with the divine. To stand beneath its towering pillars is to feel dwarfed not only by stone, but by the ambition of an entire civilization. The birth of a sacred city. Karnak is not a single temple, but a vast complex built over nearly 2,000 years, beginning around 2000 BCE during Egypt's Middle Kingdom and continuing into the Greco-Roman era. Each pharaoh sought to leave their mark upon it, adding chapels, obelisks, pylons, and halls. The most significant expansion came under the New Kingdom, 1550 to 1070 BCE, when Karnak became the center of worship for Amun-Ra, the hidden god of the sun. The site sprawls over 200 acres, with grand gateways, ceremonial lakes, and sanctuaries aligned with celestial patterns. Its sheer size and scale dwarf anything else from the ancient world. Karnak was not only a temple, it was the very heartbeat of Thebes, the religious capital of Egypt. The hypostyle hall, stone as sky. At the heart of Karnak lies its most breathtaking feature, the Great Hypostyle Hall, constructed under Seti I and completed by his son Rameses II in the 13th century BCE. Covering an area large enough to fit a cathedral, it contains 134 massive columns, the tallest rising nearly 70 feet. Carved with hieroglyphs and painted in vivid colors, they formed a symbolic forest, representing the primeval marsh from which the world was born. Here, processions of priests carried sacred statues, torches blazed, incense filled the air. The hall became a living cosmos, columns as trees, roof as sky, hieroglyphs as stars. When sunlight streamed through its clerestory windows, it created a play of light and shadow that mirrored the eternal cycle of day and night. Karnak was not only ritual, it was performance. Every wall declared the pharaoh's power, every relief showed gods bestowing legitimacy. To enter Karnak was to step into the center of the universe, where earth touched heaven. Secrets in the stones. Yet Karnak was more than grandeur, it was mystery. Its walls whisper of forgotten rituals, its alignments point toward solstices and equinoxes. Some believe the temple functioned as a colossal calendar, marking the flooding of the Nile, Egypt's lifeline. Others see in its carvings cryptic knowledge of astronomy and cosmology. There are also darker tales. Inscriptions reveal festivals where statues of the gods were paraded in elaborate ceremonies, but behind the splendor lay political intrigue. Pharaohs used Karnak to assert their divine right, rewriting inscriptions to erase rivals. Even gods could be manipulated, their temples bent to human ambition. Over time, Karnak's power waned. As new religions rose, its sanctuaries were defaced, its obelisks toppled. Yet the stones refused silence. Even in ruin, Karnak commands awe, as if still inhabited by the gods it once housed. The eternal city of stone, today, Karnak remains the largest religious complex ever built. No cathedral, mosque, or temple surpasses its scale. Though much of its paint has faded and many of its statues lie broken, the essence of Karnak endures. Walking its avenues, one feels the pulse of ancient Egypt, the devotion, the artistry, the unyielding belief in a world beyond the mortal. Unlike the pyramids, which were tombs for the dead, Karnak was for the living. It was a place of gathering, of celebration, of ritual. It was a city of gods on earth where stone became spirit, power, faith, and the human heart. Karnak reminds us that civilizations do not merely build to survive, they build to believe. Every column, every carving, every towering pylon was an act of faith, a declaration that humanity belongs to something greater. But it is also a caution. Faith can be wielded as power, and the line between devotion and domination is thin. The pharaohs carved their names into stone to outlast death, yet even they could not hold Karnak forever. Still, as the sun sets over the Nile and golden light touches the columns, Karnak speaks. It tells us that though empires fall, the human longing for connection, to gods, to eternity, to meaning, remains unbroken. And in that longing, the temple still lives. A fort, Angkor Wat, the temple of the rising sun. Deep in the jungles of Cambodia, where roots claw through stone and the air hums with cicadas, towers rise like lotus buds reaching for the heavens. Their reflection shimmers upon a great moat, glowing gold as dawn breaks over the horizon. This is Angkor Wat, the largest religious monument in the world, a place where sandstone walls unfold into endless corridors and bas-reliefs tell stories of gods, demons, and kings. To walk its causeway at sunrise is to step into both a dream and a memory, a civilization's eternal prayer carved in stone, the birth of an empire's crown. Angkor Wat was built in the early 12th century CE, commissioned by King Suryavarman II of the Khmer Empire. Originally dedicated to the Hindu god Vishnu, it symbolized Mount Meru, the sacred mountain at the center of the universe in Hindu cosmology. Its construction required hundreds of thousands of workers who quarried sandstone blocks from mountains more than 30 miles away, floated them down rivers, and assembled them with astonishing precision. Unlike most Khmer temples, Angkor Wat faces west, the direction associated with Vishnu. Some believe this orientation also connects it to death and funerary rituals, suggesting that Angkor Wat may have been intended as both temple and tomb for its king. At its height, Angkor was the heart of a vast empire stretching across much of Southeast Asia. The temple stood not merely as a house of worship, but as the empire's crown, a declaration of cosmic order, earthly power, and divine legitimacy. The symphony of stone Angkor Wat is vast beyond comprehension. Its outer walls enclose nearly 200 acres, larger than many modern cities. A grand causeway leads across a moat wide as a river, guiding pilgrims to 5 central towers shaped like lotus buds. The tallest, soaring over 200 feet, represents Mount Meru itself, but it is the carvings that breathe life into the temple. Mile-long bas-reliefs depict scenes from the Ramayana and Mahabharata, celestial battles of gods and demons, and the famed churning of the ocean of milk, where devas and asuras twist the serpent Vasuki around Mount Mandara to churn out the nectar of immortality. Every inch of stone is alive with movement. Warriors march, apsaras dance, gods smile with serene authority. Imagine the temple in its prime. Gilded with gold, walls painted in vivid colors, priests chanting, dancers performing beneath flickering torchlight. Angkor Wat was not merely a temple, it was a cosmic symphony of stone, sound, and spirit, a recreation of the universe itself. The fall into silence. Yet empires are fragile, and even the mightiest stones cannot halt time. By the late 13th century, the Khmer Empire began to decline under the weight of wars, droughts, and shifting trade routes. Angkor Wat, once alive with festivals, slowly emptied. In the centuries that followed, the jungle crept in. Roots of strangler figs split walls, vines draped corridors, and silence replaced prayer. Angkor was never completely abandoned. It was cared for by Buddhist monks, but it was forgotten by the wider world until European explorers rediscovered it in the 19th century. The temple also transformed. Once Hindu, it became Buddhist, its statues recarved, its rituals rewritten. Angkor Wat is not fixed. It is a living temple, a palimpsest of faiths layered across centuries, the jewel of the jungle. Today, Angkor Wat is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and the pride of Cambodia, emblazoned on its flag as a symbol of national identity. Tourists from around the globe gather at dawn to watch the sun rise behind its lotus towers, just as worshippers did nearly 1,000 years ago. Even in partial ruin, it remains overwhelming. Its scale, its artistry, its ambition. Angkor Wat is not simply a relic of the past. It is a reminder of what humanity can dream, build, and believe. Sunrise eternal, Angkor Wat whispers across centuries that civilizations rise and fall, but faith endures. Its towers mirror the mountains of heaven, its moat reflects the waters of creation, its carvings immortalize the eternal struggle between chaos and order. To stand at Angkor Wat at sunrise is to witness more than architecture. It is to see a people's soul made visible. And when the first light of day gilds the towers, one realizes, though empires fade and jungles grow, the sun always rises, and with it, the eternal hope of humankind. VIII. Chichén Itzá, the Temple of Kukulkán. In the heart of the Yucatan Peninsula, where the jungle hums with cicadas and the air hangs heavy with heat, rises a pyramid of perfect symmetry. Step upon step, stone upon stone, it climbs toward the sky, crowned by a temple at its summit. At the spring and autumn equinoxes, the setting sun casts shadows upon its staircase, creating the illusion of a serpent slithering down from heaven to earth. This is El Castillo, the temple of Kukulkán, centerpiece of the ancient city of Chichén Itzá, a place where astronomy, religion, and power converged in a spectacle of stone and light. The city of the sacred well. Chichén Itzá flourished between the 9th and 12th centuries CE as one of the greatest cities of the Maya civilization. Its name means "at the mouth of the well of the Itzá," referencing the Great Cenote, a natural sinkhole that provided water and served as a sacred site for offerings and sacrifices. The city was a hub of trade, culture, and politics, drawing influence from both Maya traditions and contact with central Mexico. At its heart rose the Pyramid of Kukulkán, the feathered serpent deity, known in other cultures as Quetzalcoatl. Dedicated to this god of wind, sky, and wisdom, the temple was both shrine and calendar, its very stones embodying the Maya's mastery of time and the cosmos. The Serpent of Light, El Castillo, is a masterpiece of mathematics and symbolism. The pyramid has 4 staircases, each with 91 steps, adding up to 364. With the top platform, the total becomes 365, mirroring the days of the solar year. The pyramid's corners align with the cardinal directions, its design reflecting the Maya's astronomical knowledge and spiritual devotion. But the greatest wonder occurs twice each year, during the equinoxes. As the sun sets, the northwest corner of the pyramid casts a series of triangular shadows on the balustrade. Slowly, they join with the carved serpent heads at the base, forming the image of a great snake undulating down the staircase. For the Maya, this was no trick of light. It was Kukulkán himself, descending from the heavens to bless the earth. Imagine the awe of the gathered crowds, priests chanting, drums beating, incense rising, and the serpent of light slithering into view. The pyramid was not only stone, it was theater, ritual, and revelation, all woven into one. Shadows of blood and power. Yet Chichén Itzá was not only a city of wonder, it was also a city of sacrifice. The sacred cenote bears witness to countless offerings, gold, jade, pottery, and human lives cast into its depths. The temple itself was tied to rituals of death and renewal, where captives were sacrificed to appease the gods and ensure cosmic balance. The city's politics were equally turbulent. Chichén Itzá's rise coincided with waves of migration and influence from central Mexico, possibly from the Toltec. Some scholars see in its architecture and iconography evidence of foreign conquest. Others believe it was a fusion of cultures, a grand experiment in power and religion. By the late 12th century, however, Chichén Itzá began to decline, abandoned to the jungle as new powers rose in the region. The Serpent's Temple fell silent, its rituals fading into legend. The pyramid remains today. El Castillo still towers above the Yucatan plain, its symmetry intact, its secrets preserved. Recognized as one of the new 7 wonders of the world, it draws thousands of visitors who gather at the equinoxes to witness the Serpent of Light return. Though its priests are gone and its sacrifices ended, the pyramid endures as a symbol of the Maya's genius, their ability to weave time, faith, and power into stone. It is both calendar and cosmos, monument and myth. The serpent descends still. Chichén Itzá whispers that civilizations are storytellers in stone. Every step of El Castillo is a day, every shadow a reminder that time itself was sacred. The serpent that slithers down its staircase is more than a play of light. It is the eternal descent of mystery into the human world. And so, as the sun dips low on the equinox and the crowd gasps at the serpent's return, we glimpse what the Maya once knew, that life is a cycle, that gods still walk among us, and that even in silence, stone remembers the sky. Sis, the Temple of Heaven, where emperors spoke to the sky. In the heart of Beijing, beyond the ancient walls of the Forbidden City, lies a vast park of cypress trees and open skies. Rising within it are terraces of marble, round halls of blue-glazed tiles, and altars that point directly to the heavens. Here, for centuries, the emperors of China walked in solemn procession, dressed in robes of celestial blue, to speak not to men, but to heaven itself. This is the Temple of Heaven, a place where kings became mediators between earth and sky, and where ritual sought to bind the fate of a nation to the will of the cosmos. Built for the Son of Heaven. The Temple of Heaven, or Tiantan, was constructed in the early 15th century during the reign of the Ming Dynasty Emperor Yongle, the same ruler who built the Forbidden City. Unlike other temples dedicated to specific gods or ancestors, the Temple of Heaven was devoted to the Heavenly Father, the supreme force of the cosmos. In Chinese belief, the emperor was the Son of Heaven, entrusted with the mandate of heaven, a sacred authority to rule, conditional on his virtue and ability to maintain harmony between heaven, earth, and humanity. The temple thus became the stage for one of the most important rituals of the empire, the annual sacrifice at the winter solstice, when the emperor prayed for a bountiful harvest and balance in the realm. The complex covers nearly 3 square kilometers, with structures carefully designed to embody cosmic principles. Circles represent heaven, squares symbolize earth, and every detail resonates with numerology. Terraces in multiples of 9, colors aligned with the seasons, alignments chosen to reflect celestial order. The rituals of heaven and earth. At dawn on the winter solstice, the emperor would lead a procession from the Forbidden City to the Temple of Heaven, fasting and purified for days beforehand. No commoner could witness the ceremony. It was an intimate dialogue between emperor and cosmos. At the circular mound altar, a 3-tiered platform of white marble, the emperor knelt before a tablet symbolizing heaven. Animal sacrifices were offered, music of bells and drums resounded, and prayers rose into the cold winter air. Here, the emperor was no mere man. He was the Axis Mundi, the living bridge between heaven and earth. The architecture itself amplified the ritual. The Hall of Prayer for Good Harvests, with its triple-gabled roof of blue tiles, stood without a single nail, an engineering marvel. Its circular shape, set upon a square platform, embodied the union of heaven and earth. Within its walls, the emperor prayed not only for food and prosperity, but for the stability of his dynasty, power and fragility of the mandate. Yet the Temple of Heaven was not only about grandeur, it was about fragility. The mandate of heaven could be lost. If floods, famine, or rebellion plagued the land, it was seen as a sign that the emperor had failed in his duty, that heaven had withdrawn its favor. Thus, each ritual at the temple was both sacred and political. It reinforced the emperor's legitimacy, but also reminded him and the people that his authority was conditional. Heaven was ultimate, and even the mightiest emperor could fall if he strayed from virtue. Over centuries, dynasties rose and fell, but the Temple of Heaven remained. Ming gave way to Qing. Emperors continued their prayers, until the collapse of imperial China in the early 20th century. The last rituals ended with the abdication of the child Emperor Puyi in 1912. After nearly 500 years, heaven fell silent. A dialogue preserved in stone. Today, the Temple of Heaven is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, its altars and halls preserved amidst the bustle of modern Beijing. Tourists walk the marble terraces, where once only emperors trod. The Hall of Prayer for Good Harvests gleams in restored colors, its wooden beams still rising like a forest of painted trees. Though its sacrifices have ended, the temple remains a place of reflection. Its vast open spaces remind us of a time when architecture was not just shelter, but scripture, when ritual was not only ceremony, but cosmic necessity. The sky still listens. The Temple of Heaven whispers that power is never absolute. Authority, like the seasons, rises and falls with harmony or neglect. To rule justly is to align with the rhythms of heaven. To fail is to invite chaos. But beyond politics, the temple carries a more timeless truth. Humanity has always sought connection with what lies above. Whether through stone altars, prayers, or silent awe beneath the open sky, we long to believe that the heavens hear us, and perhaps they do. For when the winter sun rises over the marble altar, casting long shadows across the ancient stones, one can almost hear the echo of emperors' prayers, reminding us that though dynasties crumble, the sky still listens. The Seketh, the Kailasa Temple, carved from a mountain. In the rugged hills of Maharashtra, India, where caves line the cliffs like dark mouths, one temple rises that is unlike any other. It is not built by stacking stones upon stones, nor by raising pillars toward the sky. Instead, it was hewn downward, carved directly from the heart of a single mountain. Vast courtyards, towers, and sculptures emerge from solid rock, as if the gods themselves pressed their fingers into the earth and shaped it. This is the Kailasa Temple of Ellora, a miracle of devotion and engineering, a mountain transformed into a hymn of stone, born from faith and ambition. The Kailasa Temple was commissioned in the 8th century CE by King Krishna I of the Rashtrakuta dynasty. Dedicated to Lord Shiva, it was meant to represent Mount Kailash, the mythic abode of the god, a cosmic mountain rising at the center of the universe. What makes Kailasa unique is its construction method. Instead of building upward, artisans began at the mountain's summit and cut downward, excavating over 200,000 tons of rock to reveal the temple within. This astonishing technique ensured structural stability and allowed intricate carvings to emerge seamlessly from the living stone. The temple stands 98 feet high, 164 feet wide, and 276 feet long, larger than the Parthenon in Athens. It contains pillared halls, shrines, towers, and galleries, all connected by bridges and stairways. Its walls are alive with carvings, gods in battle, dancers in motion, elephants straining under cosmic weight. To behold Kailasa is to realize that stone can breathe, move, and sing. A cosmic theater in stone. The central shrine of Kailasa rises like a freestanding tower within the excavated courtyard, crowned by a shikara spire that mirrors Mount Kailash. Around it, sculpted panels tell the great stories of Hindu epics. Rama's battle against Ravana, Krishna lifting Mount Govardhan, Shiva dancing the cosmic Tanava. Imagine the scene over 1,000 years ago, chisels ringing against stone, dust rising, sculptors clinging to scaffolds as they released gods from the mountain's embrace. Priests chanting mantras, incense curling upward, while the temple slowly revealed itself from the heart of the earth. The result was not merely architecture, it was theater. Every wall, every pillar, every statue became part of a divine drama. Worshippers entering the courtyard did not just walk into a temple, they stepped into the cosmos, surrounded by gods, demons, and celestial beings eternally alive in stone. The mystery of its creation. Yet the Kailasa Temple holds mysteries as deep as its carvings. How could an 8th century kingdom without modern tools or machines carve such a vast structure directly into a mountain? Estimates suggest it would have required thousands of laborers and decades of effort, yet inscriptions suggest it may have been completed in far less time. Some legends claim it was built in a single miraculous night by Shiva's devotees. Others point to lost techniques, methods of quarrying, scaffolding, and stone removal that we can scarcely imagine today. Modern engineers still marvel at the precision with which walls, columns, and roofs were shaped from solid rock, as if the builders saw the entire temple hidden within the mountain before they began. Adding to the enigma, the Kailasa Temple is only one part of the Ellora complex, which includes over 100 caves carved by Buddhists, Hindus, and Jains across centuries. It stands as the largest, most ambitious, and most mysterious of them all. A place where human devotion meets the impossible. A mountain transformed. Today, the Kailasa Temple stands as one of India's greatest treasures, a UNESCO World Heritage Site that draws pilgrims and travelers alike. Walking its courtyards, one feels both awe and intimacy. Awe at its sheer scale. Intimacy in the details of its carvings, where even the smallest figure tells a story. Unlike temples built stone by stone, Kailasa feels alive, as though it has always existed within the mountain, waiting for human hands to uncover it. It is not only a monument to faith in Shiva, but a testament to the human will, the ability to imagine the impossible and then to carve it into reality. The God within the stone. The Kailasa Temple whispers that within every mountain lies a hidden temple. Within every human heart lies a hidden God. The builders did not impose stone upon stone. They released what was already there, revealing form from formlessness. So too with humanity. Our greatest creations are not conjured from nothing, but drawn from the depths of imagination, vision, and devotion. The mountain yields only to those who see beyond its surface. And as the sun sets upon Ellora, casting long shadows across the carved elephants and gods, one truth remains clear. Though carved 1,000 years ago, Kailasa still breathes, still prays, still reminds us that stone itself can become spirit. The eighth, Machu Picchu, the temple in the clouds. High in the Peruvian Andes, where clouds drift like ghosts across jagged peaks, lies a city suspended between earth and sky. Stone terraces cling to the mountainside, llamas graze on emerald slopes, and stairways lead into silence. At dawn, mist parts to reveal temples, fountains, and plazas carved with breathtaking precision, as if born from the mountain itself. This is Machu Picchu, the lost city of the Incas, a sanctuary so hidden that it escaped the eyes of conquerors for centuries. A temple in the clouds where stone and spirit entwine. The hidden citadel, Machu Picchu, was built in the mid-15th century during the reign of Pachacuti Inca Yupanqui, one of the greatest emperors of the Inca Empire. Perched nearly 8,000 feet above sea level, the site was unknown to outsiders until its rediscovery in 1911 by Hiram Bingham. Why the Incas built Machu Picchu remains a mystery. Some believe it was a royal retreat, a sacred sanctuary, or a ceremonial center dedicated to the sun god Inti. Its location was chosen with meticulous care. It sits at the meeting of sacred mountains, overlooking the Urubamba River, aligned with astronomical events. Every stone, every terrace, every fountain was placed with both practical genius and spiritual intent. Constructed without mortar, the stones fit so tightly that not even a blade of grass can pass between them. These walls have withstood centuries of earthquakes, rains, and time, a testament to the Incas' extraordinary engineering. The Temple of the Sun. At the heart of Machu Picchu lies the Temple of the Sun, a semicircular tower of stone with windows aligned to the solstices. On the morning of the winter solstice, the sun's rays shine directly through a window onto the altar within, illuminating offerings of gold and ritual fire. Here the Incas sought communion with Inti, the life-giving sun, whose warmth ensured harvest and survival in the harsh Andean climate. Nearby, the Intihuatana stone, or hitching post of the sun, rises like a sacred pillar. Carved with precise angles, it is thought to have been used as a solar clock, anchoring the sun in its seasonal journey. Priests would gather around it, conducting rituals to ensure harmony between cosmos and earth. Imagine the scene. Nobles and priests in colorful robes, flutes and drums echoing through the mountains, smoke curling upward as the sun crested the peaks, bathing the temple in golden fire. In this place above the clouds, the Inca did not merely worship the sun. They bound their lives, their empire, and their destiny to it. Abandonment and rediscovery. Yet Machu Picchu did not last long. Within a century of its creation, the Spanish conquest swept through the Inca Empire. Though Machu Picchu was never discovered by the conquistadors, it was mysteriously abandoned, left to the creeping jungle. Why it was deserted remains uncertain. Perhaps disease, perhaps political upheaval, perhaps the collapse of the empire made its isolation unsustainable. For centuries, it lay forgotten, known only to local villagers. The outside world did not see it until Hiram Bingham's fateful expedition in 1911, when the mist lifted and the lost city emerged once more into human memory. Since then, Machu Picchu has become a symbol of both the brilliance and the fragility of civilizations. A temple. Above the world today, Machu Picchu is one of the most visited sites in the world, recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the new Seven Wonders. Pilgrims climb its trails, stand upon its terraces, and gaze out over the clouds, feeling the weight of history and the breath of eternity. The stones remain, silent yet eloquent, carrying stories of a people who lived in harmony with mountains and sky. Though its exact purpose eludes us, Machu Picchu endures as a testament to the Inca's vision, a city not only of stone, but of spirit. The clouds remember Machu Picchu, whispers that human greatness is not measured only by conquest or wealth, but by harmony with the world. Its terraces cling to the mountain like green steps to heaven. Its temples frame the rising sun. Its fountains sing with the flow of water. It is a reminder that we are not masters of nature, but part of its sacred rhythm. And as the clouds drift across the peaks and the sun returns, one feels the presence of those who once prayed here. For though the empire has vanished and its people scattered, the stones still hold their breath, and the clouds still remember.